Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying the videos so far. Today we're going to talk, in my opinion, about what is the best tips for a better day. So I've wrote down 6 and I've been thinking about these last night and the day. These are things that I try myself and what I thought worked better for me and still do work better for me as I go along this wee journey. Number 6 is definitely the most important, so try hang around for that. It's not going to be too long of a video. We'll fly through these. Number 1 is to plan ahead. You'd be surprised how many people don't plan their next day and end up in total chaos, not knowing what they're doing, and then when the negative kicks in, they just sort of accept it and don't do shit. So for me, especially when you're feeling totally motivated, where people who suffer with mental health problems like myself will understand that there's times where they're totally motivated and they can go ahead and just take over the world one day, and then the next day they wake up and it's the complete polar opposite, and all you want to do is lie in bed and watch Friends or some casual viewing for the next 3 days. That's happened to me quite a lot of times. I'm not saying this is foolproof, but it's a much better chance. You stand a much better chance of getting through the next day organised if you plan ahead. So what I'm going to recommend is getting a notepad. Start a to-do list. The to-do list doesn't have to be crazy. Don't go flat out at the start and try and achieve massive goals. You're not really giving yourself much of a chance to get started. You want to try and create a routine first and get a new habit. So I would say get the notepad before you go to bed at night. Write down 3 or 4 things on a notepad you want to get done tomorrow. Like you just want to get done and out of the way. Now, I'm not saying write down lose 2 stone by Friday or try and get a promotion at work by the next day. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is get up, make your bed, tick it off because you've wrote make your bed. Eat your 5 bits of fruit and veg a day. 5 a day. These are easy goals to hit and they're very achievable. It's important to get achievable goals at the start so you can get into that habit, and after a few weeks you can start adding in more complicated ones. So my go-to is eat your 5 a day, exercise every day, be present, try and do that all the time. You've got to give yourself a chance to learn these things, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is get enough rest. It's hard with mental health issues, with most mental health issues, to get good and sufficient sleep. Personally speaking, I do not sleep very well at all. My mind just goes absolutely chaotic some nights, and some nights it's completely dumbed down, there's nothing on it. But the good thing about that is through all these steps and practicing I've been doing the last couple of years, the crazy chaotic racing mind I have isn't throwing curveballs at me no more. It's not throwing crazy negative images into your head or flashes just as much as what it used to be. And when that happens now, there's a good chance I can be aware it's happening and start to figure it out, dissect it, and get it out of my head again. But if you're not getting enough rest, you don't really stand a chance. I get about 4 hours a night, but I still lie in bed for 8 hours, right? Now, I've understood and I've accepted that even with the tablets, some of the medication, with getting a bath, drinking lavender stuff, it does relax you and you get that done, and it's easy for me to get to sleep, but I never sleep for very long. But what I do, no matter what, if I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, I don't just get up. I'll just lie there and make sure I get the next couple of hours lying in bed, trying to sleep, and if I can't sleep, I'll try and read a book or something. It's important to still get the rest off your feet. At least you can tell yourself afterwards, like, oh, well, at least I spent 8 hours resting, so it's not just that, it's in my head, and you can try and work it out a wee bit better from there. Definitely try to get those 8 hours. If you ain't getting them, like I said, spend the time in bed, spend the time relaxing. Don't go on your phone all the time when you're mentally resting. If you're supposed to be resting, rest. The big mistake I see a lot of people making is they're lying in bed like that, just texting. or checking shit and scrolling just through social media at 2 in the morning or else 9 in the morning. I always say to people, if you wake up in the morning and you check Facebook first thing or Instagram, then you're living in the past constantly. Now, that might seem a bit mad to say, but if you think about it logically, there's not many people that you know that are posting throughout the night. From 12 o'clock at night, from the last time you checked your phone till this morning at 7 or 8 a.m, there's not going to be a lot of new content on that. So you scrolling before you go to bed, then wake up in the morning and scrolling again, you're not finding no information. No new information, it's the same stuff. So you're literally living in the past by reading yesterday's news. That's one thing you got to be aware of. You got to avoid that at all costs. So get enough rest, plan ahead. It's the first two. Number 3, stay present. This is the hardest one of them all, I believe, because 9 out of 10 problems we all have, or worries we all have, are in the future or in the past. Most people are worrying, going, oh, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen next month? Am I going to be able to afford this? Am I going to be able to afford that? Oh, Jesus, what did I send that tax for? When you do that, it's the same again. You're living in the past or in the future. You're not living in the present. So you can't possibly slow down. You can't possibly be calm. You can't possibly collect your thoughts and have rational opinions when all you're thinking about is stuff that isn't here. It's here or here. You've got to stay present. Try your best. Remind yourself that you're only human. If you start getting all these crazy thoughts, be aware of it. It's another hard thing to do, becoming aware of these thoughts, but once you start becoming aware, it becomes a lot easier to start dissecting it and just going, you know something, right? That shouldn't be there. I'm becoming aware of it now. At least I can see it happening. But try and bring yourself back to the present moment. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes. Remember, you're here, right now. Not there, not there. Alright? That's 3. Number 4 is a big one. You want to try and at all costs avoid triggers. This is touching again on the previous point of becoming aware. A lot of people I see just blindly just driving themselves every day into the same routine that they done yesterday that bothered them. And many times I hear my friends complain about something and then complain about the same thing and then the same thing again, and they do it for days and days and days, and you're like, why are you still going back to the same thing? That's obviously really annoying you. So if you have a trigger, whether it be going to work the same route every single day where you hit red lights constantly and it really bothers you and gets in your head and you end up being in a bad mood and being snappy with somebody, that's a trigger. That's something you have to try and avoid. Find another way. Drive a different direction. Leave 10 minutes earlier. Be more organised that way. You've got to start actively combating these triggers. If it's a friend that you keep meeting up with your friend and every single time you meet that girl or that fella, they just get inside your head and really irritate you, then I'm not saying don't be friends with other people. You can still be friends, but I'm saying stay away from them when you're feeling like you could easily snap, or you're feeling like it could easily trigger you into having an episode or a bad day. This creating a platform and a new habit where your mental health problems start to subside, it doesn't just happen overnight. It happens with lots and lots of effort of every single day trying to get better at it. But if you're going to repeatedly and blindly go in to the same triggers that affected you the last week or yesterday or the day before, you're just going to be in a vicious circle, a constant vicious circle of negativity that you just can't escape. Although, well, it does seem like it anyway. So it's not worth it. Avoid the triggers. If something's clearly annoying you, don't make excuses for yourself. Don't say, sure, this, I'll be alright in the morning, I'll just deal with it. No. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Unless it's something very important, get rid of it completely. And if it is something very important, don't get rid of it, but limit your time. 100% limit your time to that particular subject. Number 5. It's going to sound a bit lovey-dovey for you, but you got to practice kindness, right? That sounds mad, but personally speaking, it was a real big thing for me, and I'll explain a wee story for you as well. So I was going through a breakdown a few years ago, and my mum's always coming off with these amazing ideas. And anyone who knows my mum, she is Miss Positive. She can flip absolutely any negative into a positive. It's incredible how she does it, but she's worked at it for a long time. She's very good at it, but she used to always go on about me not being positive enough, and I should do this, I should read this book, and it used to just get on my nerves all the time. I was like, this is the funny part about it. I used to get annoyed at myself, getting annoyed. And I suppose that's depressing for you, and that's mental health for you. Something annoys you, and you get annoyed at yourself for being annoyed, and then you get more annoyed at being annoyed at yourself. It's just a vicious circle again. But back to the point. I knew it wasn't right anyway, so I was patient enough with my mum, tried my best. But she turned to me one day and said in the car, and I can remember not wanting to speak to her. It could be how fast I went from first to sixth gear without going past 10 miles an hour, or the fact that I was grinding my teeth. That makes me remember the situation very clearly. But my mum turned around to me one day and says, what do you think about me doing a random act of kindness, Kieran? I just went, what? You know, what shit is this? That's what I was thinking, because my head was just so negative and filled with all this bad shit. I said, what do you mean? So I was ready to snap for absolutely nothing. This woman's done nothing wrong with me but just ask a question. Okay, what do you think? What is it? And she went to me, right, well, once a week maybe I'm going to do in the salon, or I'm going to go and give someone a random act of kindness. So someone who's in need, she was going to give them a free service, or not charge them, or give them a wee praise or something for free, just to help them out if she thought that they needed it. And I thought that was class, and I said go for it, but then it became very successful for her in the end. And it's a really nice thing that she does. She does a lot for people like others does, and I think it's class. So I adapted that kind of, I adapted it for a while, and I wanted to go ahead and do one act of kindness every day. Now, it used to be small things. It made me feel better. It's kind of selfish in a way, if you want to put it that way, but it's good. It's all positive. So I would go get a coffee, say I'm going to the gym. I'd say, who's in the gym? Is Matt up there, or Terry up there? I'll bring him a coffee. It's a nice thing to do. So you do something like that there, and you take it off your to-do list. It's always the first thing I put on my list. I've talked about the to-do list at the start, number one. That is always number one on my list. Random act of kindness. Now, it's not always easy if you're going through a bit of a mental turmoil. It's not always easy to go out of your way and do an actual act. So I went a bit easier on myself and decided, right, so my mental health goes up and down, and my mood has changed that much that I can't literally go out every day and achieve that goal of performing a nice act to someone. So what I done was wrote down, pay 3 people a nice compliment. So whether that be on Facebook or Instagram, scrolling down, if you see someone's made an effort and you see they're really trying, send them a wee message, a nice message, and see how good it makes you feel. And then that person was never going to talk to you either, or you weren't going to talk to them. It's a normal day. So when you bring that nice thing to them, brightens their day up, they'll say something nice back to you more times than enough. Then they'll more likely tell somebody else. It creates a chain reaction of positivity, and it's great. We need to do more of it. None of us do enough of it. People keep all their things inside, and they'll maybe even see things like, oh, that's nice, but won't say it. If you get that and you see something's lovely, or see someone making an effort, compliment them. Everyone loves to hear how good they're doing. Always say it to them, right? So, last but not least, number 6. This one is very important to me because it's the biggest, it's where I see the biggest gains and the most success from my life. It's spend time with good peers. So look at your peers. Who are your peers? I mean, have you got a good coach, a successful business person in your family, someone who was really good in school? Do you know anyone in work who are outstanding at what they do? You have to find these people and spend some time with them. You are an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you spend time with 5 crackheads, I'm sorry to tell you, you're probably going to be a crackhead. If you spend time with 5 footballers, you're probably going to be good at football. That's just the way it works. It's not a big confusing situation there. The science behind it is pretty straightforward. I'll give you a few examples. When I started out doing kickboxing, it was about 12 years ago. with Opie and Shamey. I always wanted to be a good kickboxer, but so what I done was I hang around Shamey. He's my best mate now, but the life experience he has, and the knowledge, the skill, the techniques that he's learnt over the years, all the mistakes he's made now into this new form and this new method of training he has, I learnt all that off him. And now I'm actually coaching a kickboxing club myself. I've got my own guys, I've got my own club, people who look up to me and really appreciate my coaching, so I love it. And it just shows you stuck with that one guy, learned all that from one person. That's one big peer I spend a lot of time talking to every other day. The other one's my mum. I've already talked about my mum. She runs a very successful business, and more times than enough, if you're willing to learn and you're willing to find out some new information, more times than enough when I talk to that woman every day, I'll learn something new. And it always benefits my business. You know, many times that I sit and listen to her talk for 5 minutes and then just go, something just clicks in your head, and away up the stairs I go, start typing. You've got some new content, you've got some new ideas for business. It's another one. She's successful, she's very good at what she does. There's probably no one better at what to do than my mum, that's 100%. There's no one better at that, there's no one better at kickboxing than Shamey, and trust me, these people are top of the range. And my boss, who owns the gym, they're training, Opie, I can remember years ago, that man got on and on. I didn't really know him well at the start, and he was going on and on and on, saying, I'm going to have the best gym in the country. Trust me, I'll have the best gym in the country. And I used to always think, he hasn't even got a fucking gym. What's he shouting about now? But there's 10 years later, now he has two of the biggest gyms in the country, and in my opinion, they are the best gyms in the country, with the best coaches in the country. There is no doubt about the level of coaches that he has working for him now, and running his businesses for him, and the amount of work put into that is incredible. When you look back now, at the time it didn't seem possible at all, but now looking back on it, you just have to commend the work the man's done. And well, there's a lot of people in that gym too that I spend a lot of time in. There's people in that gym, that's an knock-on effect, I suppose, of Opie's work. People in that gym like Big Joe, Matt, Terry, all these guys and girls have learnt their trade over the last load of years, done a lot longer than me, a lot more man hours than me, a lot more one-to-one than me. But the stuff that I've picked up in them and learned from their business, it's invaluable, absolutely invaluable, and I would never have learnt that in another gym. So if I hadn't went to Opie's gym and followed the path that I was on and going through Shamey kickboxing and going the whole way down and learning all these things, I wouldn't know anything that I know now if I hadn't went to that gym. I know for a fact that nobody has the level of expertise these guys and girls have. No doubt about it. It literally is, like some of them guys, the likes of Matt, Terry, Big Joe, like me, them people are the best at what they do, not only in the country, in the fucking world. Some of the records some of the people hold, some of the medals they have in competitions, some of the stuff that they have done is incredible. Anyway, the point I was trying to make there, so you spend enough time around people who are incredible and outstanding what they do, you will get better at what you do, and you will find some sort of formula. Like, I'm not saying I copied him, her and him, but what I did do is I found what worked for me. I found the best bits that suited me from his method and the best bits that suited me from her method, put it together, and now I've got my own way of training, and I love it, and everyone else seems to get along and like it too. So that was that. Got a wee bit longer today than usual, getting used to this rightly. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope the tips help. Like I said, these aren't gospel, these are what worked for me. These are what I know have helped me in the past 100%. And also, like I said, what I still do now, I still write my to-do list every night. I still write down some goals, some simple stuff, because you actually forget it. You actually forget it the night before and you get up next day and it's gone. Anyway, tomorrow I will probably be doing a boxing video or some sort of training for Katie and Ryan. Katie and Ryan have been on to me a lot. They've been trying to do some boxing training, so we're going to get some techniques for them, some cool stuff to show them. Any questions, again, do not hesitate to ask me. You can drop messages in the comments. I get an email right away, I'll reply to that. You can check me out on Instagram. Here's the page, The Mental Coach. Boom, easy enough. Mental Coach 101 on Instagram and The Mental Coach 101 on Facebook. That's how you'll find that. Email address and all's on that too if you want any inquiries or questions. Hit subscribe if you don't mind. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching.